Welcome back, fight fans. Welcome back. Now I'm gonna get a lot of hate on this one because the Spence groupies will be out, but I don't care. I have to be honest and I have to be unbiased. Errol Spence Jr. is a very good fighter. He's 24-0 with 21 knockouts. He has a very high knockout percentage, and he has elite level body punching ability. Errol Spence Jr. is a very difficult opponent for anyone in the welterweight division to fight, period, much less a smaller guy moving up to weight divisions. Errol Spence Jr. is a very good and talented fighter. But, and there is a major but in this, Errol Spence Jr. has his power overrated. His power is overrated and it's overstated. Let's just be honest and unbiased. You know, people talk about Errol Spence Jr. like he's a one-punch knockout artist, like he's a guy that comes in the ring, hits you with one punch similar to Deontay Wilder, and he's a guy that can't be dealt with at all. Errol Spence Jr. is overrated when it comes to power. You have to understand, and I'm going to break it down. Errol Spence Jr. is a volume puncher who wears you down, and he doesn't stop you with one punch or one big punch. He's a volume puncher who wears you down with an accumulation of shots. So let me break this down. So Errol Spence Jr. needs multiple shots to wear a guy down to the body, a decent level fighter. So when Errol Spence Jr. fought Carlos Ocampo is the tomato can. So he stopped him in the first round. So you can't give him any credit or anything for Carlos Ocampo. Lamont Peterson is cornered through in the towel, and he didn't stop him in one round. He didn't stop him in 2 rounds because he stopped Lamont Peterson in 7 rounds. 7 rounds. Errol Spence Jr.'s power is overrated. And let me prove to you how his power is overrated. Do you think Lucas Matthysse hits harder than Errol Spence Jr.? No? You saying no, he doesn't? Okay. Then why did Lucas Matthysse stop Lamont Peterson in 3 rounds instead of 7 like Errol Spence Jr.? Explain that. You can't. Because Errol Spence Jr.'s power is overrated and overstated. Guys are giving him so much credit because the hype on Errol Spence Jr. is growing and growing and growing. Yes, he could potentially knock anyone out to the body if you sit there and allow him to work on your body the entire fight. But he's not going to do it in 1, 2, or 3 rounds. If you're a decent opponent, he's going to need an accumulation of shot over multiple rounds to do that. And I will call Lamont Peterson a C-level fighter. Errol Spence Jr. took 11 rounds to beat and stop a broken Kell Brook, and he didn't stop him to the body. No, Kell Brook had an eye issue, and he went 11 rounds with Errol Spence Jr. 11 rounds. Coming off a knockout loss, a broken eye socket, and gained another eye socket injury in the fight. And yet, Errol Spence Jr. took him 11 rounds to get him out of there. 11 rounds. And Kell Brook is not an elite fighter. He wasn't a pound-for-pound fighter. None of those things. No one regarded Kell Brook as a defensive specialist. Kell Brook sat in the pocket and was there to be hit. If you know boxing, you know this. So you have to understand that even with all of Errol Spence supposedly, body snatching work, as these guys say, where was it? Because it took him 11 rounds. Took you 7 rounds on Lamont when Lucas Matthysse only needed 3. You have to understand his power is overrated. He's not the biggest puncher as many people think. Errol Spence Jr. power is so overrated. And let me repeat this point again. He's a volume puncher who wears you down and needs an accumulation of shots to beat you to the body. That's what he's doing. He's looking to get you out of there. He needs accumulation of shot, but he also needs a stationary target, a guy who's going to sit there. So if you go over his record, Carlos Ocampo sat in the pocket and fought him. Lamont Peterson sat in the pocket and fought him. Kell Brook sat in the pocket and fought him. So these are his last 3 opponents, and they all sat in the pocket and fought him. So the fact that his power looked so good, so strong, was against 3 guys who played right into his game plan. None of these guys gave him a different look. None of these guys made a significant adjustment to get away from the body shots. All of these guys played into his hand, and it still took him multiple rounds, except for Carlos Ocampo, who we all know was a grade A tomato can. Once again, unbiased as always, is the Ibfp. Please share, like, and you must absolutely subscribe.